Hello, and welcome to Wine and Words Wednesday. My name is Mary Bear Shannon. I'm a reference librarian at the Haverford Township Free Library. And I have some poems for you today to observe and commemorate Veterans Day. So my first poem is The City's Oldest Known Survivor of the Great War by James Boyle. Marches in uniform down the traffic strip at the center of the street, counts time to the unseen web that has rearranged the air around him. His left hand stiff as a leather strap along his side, the other saluting right through the decades as if they weren't there, as if everyone under 90 were pervasive fog the morning would dispel in its own good time. As if the high school band, all flapping thighs and cuffs behind him, were as ghostly as the tumbleweed on every road dead-ended in the present. All the ancient infantry, shoulder right, through a skein of bone, presenting arms across the drift. Nothing but empty graves now, to round off another century. The sweet honey of the old cadence, the streets going by at attention, the banners glistening with dew, the wives and children blowing kisses. And my next poem is The Grand Army of the Republic by John Spalding. When the soldiers came in their dirty blue shirts, I was kneeling in the garden in the rain. That year only a few ramblers were left, and the trellis had collapsed from the wind. Still, I was glad for the water and darkness that clotted the air. The days had seemed sour to me, in spite of the glory of the vegetables wandering into fall. The fat, swollen apples and the wild roses creeping under the lilac, and there was the men approach. I stood up near the two willow saplings, sprouted from posts but driven in, the larger one by the neighbor boy when he entered service, the smaller one when he returned home. I could see the streets from where I stood as though wrapped in gauze heavy with the nests of caterpillars. Next week, a man with rags tied to sticks would dip them in kerosene and burn the worms that would then drop squirming into the arms, his hair, the street. And then I thought I was lying at the bottom of a pond, edged with grayish leaves and looking up to the surface. I saw leaves, raindrops shattering the sky like splinters of glass, drifting toward my body. Noises seemed echoes as I continued to distance myself from what had happened. After that, a disbelief perhaps, I had a stroke, hit my head, or fallen asleep, and woke to flies banging against my face. I saw edges of myself being flattened by rain, could smell the earth too, and thought the years of rot that made the smell, the rot of my father and his father and all those who had gone before, how we eat the root of the earth and then turn rot ourselves as pieces of dirt were grinding away between my teeth and tongue. My bit of gristle being stirred in earth's stew. I began to raise my head and noticed to the first time the bunting, red, white, and blue, hung out for the parade. And my next poem is Soldier from the Wars Returning by A.E. Housman. Soldiers from the war returning, spoiler of the taken town, here is ease that asks not earning, turn you in and sit you down. Peace is come and wars are over, welcome you and welcome all. While the charger crops the clover, and his bridle hangs in stall. Now no more of winter's biting, Filth in trench from fall to spring, summers full of sweat and fighting, for the Kaiser or the king. Rest you, charger, rust you, bridle, king and Kessers, keep your pay. Soldier, sit you down and idle at the inn of night for aye. And then from Wilfred Owen, Dulce et decorum est. Bent double, like beggars under sacks, knock-kneed, coughing like hags, we cursed through sludge, till on the haunting flares we turned our backs, and towards our distant rest began to trudge. Men marched asleep. Many had lost their boots, but limped on, bloodshot. All went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even to the hoots of tired, outstripped 5-9s that dropped behind. Gas, gas, quick, boys, an ecstasy of fumbling, fitting the clumsy helmets just in time, but someone still was yelling out and stumbling and floundering like a man in fire or lime. Dim through the misty panes and thick green light, as under a green sea, I saw him drowning. In all my dreams, before my helpless sight, he plunges at me, guttering, choking, drowning. If in some smoldering dreams you too could pace behind the wagon that we flung him in, and watch his white eyes writhing in his face, his hanging face like a devil's sick of sin. If you could hear at every jolt the blood come gurgling from the froth-corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as cud, of vile, incurable sores on innocent tongues. My friend, you would not tell me with such high zest to children ardent for some desperate glory, the old lie, dulce et decorum est, por patri mori. And then from Yusuf Koumyaka, facing it. My black face fades, hiding inside the black granite. I said I wouldn't. Damn it, no tears. I'm stone. I'm flesh. My clouded reflection eyes me like a bird of prey, the profile of night slanted against the morning. I turn this way, the stone lets me go. I turn that way, I'm inside the Vietnam Veterans Memorial again, depending on the light to make a difference. I go down the 58,022 names, half expecting to find my own in letters like smoke. I touch the name Andrew Johnson. I see the booby trap's white flash. Names shimmer on the woman's blouse, but when she walks away, the names stay on the wall. Brushstrokes flash, and red birds' wings cutting across my stare. The sky, a plane in the sky, a white vet's image floats closer to me. Then his pale eyes look through mine. I'm a window. He's lost his right arm inside the stone. In the black mirror, a woman's trying to erase names. No, she's brushing a boy's hair. And from Jory Graham, spoken from the hedgerows. To bring back a time and place, a feeling, as in we were all in this together, or the United States and her allies fought for freedom. To bring back the experience of killing and getting killed. Get missed, get hit. Sun is in it with us. Holiday. Are you with us on the beach today? Hemisphere of one. My soul, paratrooper. Greatness I house in my body, deep set, my hands on these triggers. Who once would outrun his brother, consumed with fellow feeling, like a madness that does not, must not. Lower its pitch, going to the meeting place. The spire of the church in Vierville, seen on aerial maps, visible from 18 miles out. If it weren't for fog, the smoke, and the ground mist, the meeting place, the appointed time surging in me, needing to be pierced, but not me, not me. Only those to the left and right of me. Permit me to let you see me, driven half mad, but still in biography, by the shared misery of hatred, training, trust, fear, listening to the chatter each night of those who survive the day. There is no other human relationship like it. It is heart comradeship in an ecstasy. You will die for another. You will not consider it a personal loss. Private Kurt Gable, 513 Parachute Infantry Regiment. The three of us, Jake, Joe, and I, became an entity, never to be relinquished, never to be repeated, an entity where a man literally insists on going hungry for another. A man insists on dying for another. Protect, bail out, no regard to consequence. A mystical concoction. A last piece of bread, and gladly. You must understand what it is meant by gladly. All armies through history have tried to create this bond among their men. Few succeeded as well as the paratroop infantry of the U.S. Army, Rifle Company E, 506th. Fusil, it can't happen to me. It can happen to me. It's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to me. Nothing is going to prevent it. Webster, to his parents, I am living on borrowed time. I do not think I shall live through the next jump. If I don't come back, try not to take it too hard. I wish I could persuade you to regard death as casually as we do over here. In the heat of it, you expect it. You are expecting it. You are not surprised by anything anymore. Not surprised when your friend is machine gunned in the face. It's not like your life at home, where death is so unexpected. And to Mother, would you prefer for someone else's son to die in the mud? And there is no way out short of the end of war or the loss of limb. Any other wound is patched up and you're sent back to the front. The wound which almost killed him healed up as well, and he went back. He never volunteered. One cannot volunteer. If death comes, friend, let it come quick, and don't play the hero. There is no past or future. Don't play the hero. Okay, let's go. Move out. Say goodbye. So those are my poems for Veterans Day. I hope that they were meaningful to you as they were to me. Again, thank you for joining us for Wine and Words Wednesday, and I hope you have a great day.